Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to your Friday show. We are previewing the Premier League. Man United, of course, play Everton on Monday. Chelsea have an easy game against Burnley, and Liverpool have a very tough game going to Forest away, of course, after being beaten in the first leg. Of course, 3-0, of course, in the first round. And they have to beat them to keep in touch with Man United and Chelsea, of course, for the top 5, of course. And we got Man City and Arsenal. It is in City's hands now. The Arsenal panic is out there. Everyone is throwing the towel. Even the most positive Arsenal fans are throwing the towel now. Some of them, but not this man. Standing alone. Man, standing by himself against the wind. Martin, of course, is here. But we got Sal, of course.
I'm in the trenches.
Sit for post, of course. We got Kelk through City fan. We got Mr. Jamie Story from the Football Story himself, of course. I like the new haircut, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm growing it out.
Yeah. And we got Mark, of course. Neil couldn't make it, of course, today. Martin couldn't make it. Tony's going to be here. MCFC Tone, of course, is going to be here, of course. Mark, how are you doing? How's everything going with you? You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. Are we talking about Chelsea right now? Yeah,
we can start with the top 5 right away. We start, guys. Hit that like button, guys. If you guys are watching this in the replay, hit that like button. I want to start by the Chelsea, Man United, and Liverpool section. I actually want to start with Liverpool versus Forest. How important that game is for Liverpool to keep in touch with Man United and Chelsea, of course. Because I do, Jamie. I do shows with Sam every day. Yeah. He's so confident that Arne Slot is going to go at the end of the season if you don't win the Champions League. I'm saying no. If the results improve, I don't think so.
No, I think if he gets... I wouldn't say wins Champions League. If we get Champions League in terms of in the league and then we get to a semi-final in the Champions League, I think the ownership will lean towards keeping him because... I think you don't spend that much money and go out and spend that much money on players and then just change manager straight away. It obviously hasn't gone to plan this season, but I don't know. Liverpool's hierarchy, I think, are very different to other clubs. Like they don't make decisions based on like what fans want or based on certain things that are going on the pitch. They have a lot of patience and they tend to see like long term what it might actually work out. But like at the end of the day, he needs to get Champions League, and I think he needs a good run in the Champions League. Whether that's wins it, I don't know, but I think semi-final at a minimum.
Do you believe you're going to get Champions League football? Do you believe you got better chances than Man United and Chelsea?
Yeah, no, not that we have better chances. I think we have better players. If you're looking at it, I think Liverpool do have better players, but they just haven't been able to find a consistency. United and Chelsea so far over the last few games since they've changed manager, have found that consistency. But if Liverpool players click, which hopefully they're starting to do a little bit more, they're still going to have a few bumps in the road. Like, we'll still get like a few bad results, I feel. But I think Chelsea and United will get that as well, as we've seen through most of the season for most teams. But overall, I feel the quality is there for us to get Champions League. And I think Villa potentially might get dragged into it, depending on the way their Europa League campaign goes. So I wouldn't write them off either. But I think there's 5 spots there, and I think Liverpool will get one of them.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think you have a tough run, but also Chelsea have the toughest running out of all of them, to be honest. The first game, you're confident about the first game?
The Forest game, yeah, I am confident. I think I don't like when clubs change managers, and I think Arsenal are probably feeling the same right now going into the game against Spurs, because it's more unpredictability. Players obviously trying to impress. They might want to try and stay at the club. You just don't know what you're going to get from them. But like, Forest are a team that seem to have Arne Slot's number. They beat us last year at home, and they beat us this year at home. They hammered us this year at home. So I think Liverpool will be looking for a little bit of revenge. And I think even in the City game, I'd say in the City game, we performed better than we did against Sunderland. But like, the way it obviously fell, we didn't get the result. And I think the Brighton game played really well. We got the goals, and it was kind of like an all-round good performance. But I think Forest is going to be difficult. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win, something like that. But they're definitely going to make it difficult. And I do think Liverpool have enough to get it over the line.
With Salah and Van Dijk. Do you think that Salah and Van Dijk, guys, everyone can contribute. Do you think Salah and Van Dijk, this is the last season we're going to see them in this level, and you have to replace them to actually get better?
Salah is definitely gone, I think, at the end of the season. I think Van Dijk will probably... The defenders are different to forwards. And I think with the way Liverpool are obviously trying to buy, like they have Leone, Kanate, they're trying to obviously sign down to a new contract. They brought in Shaqua from Rennes. So they are looking forward. I think they probably need one more centre-back, if I'm being completely honest, on top of that. Maybe one that's a little bit older, a little bit more experienced. But I think Van Dijk is definitely going to stay for another 2 years, maybe. He'll definitely stay beyond this contract. So his contract runs out next season. I wouldn't be surprised if he got like another 2-year deal or a 1-year deal extension.
And do you want him to stay?
Yeah, 100%. I think when players get to the age that they're at now, it's just about managing them a little bit more. We've seen it with like players years gone by. Like, obviously the debate that was going on with John Terry against Virgil van Dijk. I actually met John Terry last week, so I was chatting to him about that as well.
You asked him about it?
Yeah, well, I know he said that he obviously has the accolades to back it up. But I was like, yeah, well, I don't know. Like, Van Dijk finished second in the Ballon d'Or. That's something that they never did. But I think I would probably still lean it towards Terry, just because 6 Champions Leagues, six Premier Leagues, the most ever as a captain. Obviously the clean sheet record that he had, the most clean sheets in the Premier League history. I think if you're going on, say, ability, I think Van Dijk definitely rivals him, but I think they're very equal in ability. And then I think Terry has a little bit more to back it up.
I actually don't think they're equal at all in ability. I think Van Dijk eclipses him in every single aspect of football, apart from maybe leadership and captain.
And what about positional play? What about positional play?
Van Dijk is one of the best.
Additionally,
in passes.
Additionally, Terry always throws himself in the front line. When's the last time you've seen Van Dijk do that? Yeah,
they defend in different ways, though. I would say, but
I agree with you, Jamie. I think you're spot on it on your comparisons. I do agree with that.
Yeah. I think Terry was. You know what? I think we kind of look back now. Like, Terry back then was a defender, and him and Ferdinand really were that type of defender where they were the ones that trying to start to get on the ball a little bit more. Ferdinand especially liked to come out and play, like step forward into midfield. But I think Terry's was very underrated at like say the passing. Something that we've seen a lot with Van Dijk, that kind of crossfield diagonal ball to Salah. But I think Terry used to be able to do it to the right winger and the left winger. He was so good on both feet. I don't think Van Dijk is like unbelievable on his left foot, but he definitely can't pass the ball. But I think like if you think about like heading, like Van Dijk is very good, Terry is very good. Like, you're talking about minimal differences between the two, in my opinion. And I think Terry then has obviously the longevity in the Premier League to back it up in terms of the Premier League's best ever defender, if you want to go that way.
Jamie, what about Nemanja Vidic? He won 2 Premier League Players of the Seasons as a defender. Don't you rate him highly as one of the best? I mean, it's easy to forget him because he was one of those quiet players, wasn't he? He didn't speak much.
Well, quiet, not the tackles. Do you know what's Al? I think with Vidic, he's definitely one of those hard tackling defenders, and that's what he was known for. But I think, do you ever hear that Michael Owen phrase? It's easier to destroy than it is to create. And he's kind of comparing he's comparing defenders.
Please do not attribute that to Michael Owen.
Yeah, but no, he said it in a podcast with Rio Ferdinand. But I think it's kind of similar to, you can apply it to centre backs as well, I would say, because you can apply it to ball playing centre backs who maybe stand a little bit further up on the pitch and they have to play in a certain way. Whereas if you're just a tough tackling defender, it's a little bit easier to do that. I think on the ball, there wasn't at the same level, and for that reason, I think he's still below. And
why didn't you say Rio, so?
Yeah, Rio you could put into conversation as well.
It's a personal preference. I preferred Vidic. I thought he was more of a defender. He's my type of defender, really. He'll put his body where it hurts, that type of defender. Rio Ferdinand's much a different type of defender. He's a guy who bring out the ball from defence, etc. But when you need a defender to put his body on line, Emmanuel Vidic. That's why he won 2 Premier League Players of the Year.
Well,
you know, he's an unbelievable.
He reminds me of
that Premier League Player of the Year. That wasn't. So do you know the way Van Dijk won PFA Player of the Year? The PFA Player of the Year and the Premier League Player of the Year, they're 2 different trophies. So the Premier League Player of the Year,
it's voted by the players, isn't it? PFA players.
Yeah. No, the Premier League Player of the Year is voted by fans and by players and by some journalists. Whereas it's the captains, the 20 captains in the thing, fans and then some journalists. Whereas the PFA Player of the Year is put in higher regard. And the year that Vidic won those 2 Premier League Player of the Season, I think it was Giggs and Rooney won the PFA. So like he's not, and the PFA is hold a little bit higher because it's voted for by the players. Like all the players get a vote. So I think that's why they hold a little bit higher. And I think it should hold higher regard in that sense. So it's not the same.
Also, let's not forget Steve Bruce scored 20 goals from defence one season, back in 1992, something like that. So he was a very good defender as well, Steve Bruce. So he gets under the.
But don't you think that Van Dijk has declined to the point that you will need someone else in defense?
No, do you know what? I read a great article recently that's saying that Liverpool might go to 3 at the back next season. They might change formation, which I think. Yeah, that's obviously because if you think about Ekitike when he was at Frankfurt, they started to play as a 3-4-3 just before. Obviously, he has Frimpong. Kirkes could definitely play as a wing back. Jacquard plays in a 3 at the back with Rennes. Leone played his last 8 games at Parma as in a centre back 3. So Havertz is obviously there as well, who with Leverkusen. So I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool did it. And I think if you were to go to 3 at the back, I think you would get a few good more years out of Van Dijk. It's similar to like Thiago Silva at Chelsea. Like I think you would get like that kind of level.
Yeah, and you have the players. Kirkes and Frimpong definitely can play 3 at the back. Without it. Yeah, that 3 at the back. And that means Salah is out for sure, as you say. Yeah, and then it's going to be Isak and Ekitike with Verts behind them and 2 midfielders and whoever is going to be there, Szoboszlai or McAllister, Gravenberch, whatever is there. That's a good team, actually. I like this. But I'm not sure if Arne Slot is going to be the guy to lead you, to be honest with you, back to a title race. I don't know. I think that you still have faith in him, which is very strange for me. You're the only one. You're the only one out of all. I need to get you on Osama's Liverpool show. You need to be there because, bro, they all talk about the team, but none of them back in Arne Slot to lead the team to go anywhere.
Do you know what it's not? I get really frustrated because when we win, it's the players. And when we lose, it's the manager. And I think you need to look at it rationally and say, there's definitely blame on the players for the performances and the results, and there's blame on the manager. But that applies when we lose and when we win. That's the frustrating part. And I would say that, say Ekitike, Verts, players that have obviously, he has had to find a way to fit them in, and they didn't hit the ground running in the way that we obviously would have wanted. Ekitike had a better start than most, but like Verts especially wasn't performing. And he changed that. Do you know what I mean? So he's the one that has gotten them starting to play. He's gotten them more involved. And I think he deserves the right to try and fix it or to try and do something at the end of the season. To be honest, the results warrant the sacking. Like, if they had sacked him, I would have said like 9 losses in 12 games. If they had sacked him then, I would have been like, well, you need to perform better with the amount of money spent and being Premier League champions. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I back managers a lot more than I probably should. Like, the only one that I'd ever turned on was Hodgson, and that was like ages ago. But like, I think Liverpool fans have obviously they've gotten greedy. We've had 10 years of just like sustained like success in our eyes, and just like no level of complaints. You know what I mean? Like, Klopp is there.
Jamie,
we didn't want him to go.
Jamie, if you guys don't make Champions League this year, you can't still say Arne Slot in, right? Am I right?
No, yeah. If we don't make Champions League, he has to go. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mark, I think this question is, even if they make Champions League and come 4th or 5th, that's the biggest failure in this season in the league. It's the biggest failure. Everyone thought that Liverpool would be at least up there in the top 2. That's the biggest failure with the money that was spent.
You know what makes it
He
worse?
fixes it.
Not winning 2 in a row is difficult.
What do you mean fixes it? He hasn't fixed anything.
If he makes Champions League,
That's not fixing it. That's not. That's
you're right. Okay, all right. You're right. You're right.
Michael Carrick can make Champions League.
Some clubs there.
But he
If
has
Michael
won the
Carrick
league last season.
and Liam Rosenior can make Champions League, Arne Slot making Champions League is not fixing it. It's not.
Look, he still won the league last year, and it's a shame
Unless the
that
guy goes on, and in my opinion, unless the guy goes on a run, like he wins the last 10 games or something like this, or he wins 10 out of 12 games or something like this, and he gets to like 70 something points, that's maybe a sign. But if he wins a game here, it limps to the finish line and gets Champions League because Chelsea fell off or because Aston Villa fell off, that's not success.
Yeah.
But this is such a transitional period, though, for Liverpool. Look how many new players they brought in. It's so difficult to integrate all of those at one time. Do you not agree with that? So he needs a little bit of time to settle his team, find out who's performing, and then go from there. No?
Why Pep Guardiola doesn't need time to actually
16, 17, or
why?
17, 18.
Why Pep Guardiola this
because
season?
Pep Guardiola has history of winning. Right? You're going to back him.
I
know
know
what. Won one league so far.
With Pep, you're comparing like the greatest manager of the last 20 years potentially to a manager that has been in the league 1 year. Do you know what I mean? They're playing on two completely different levels, playing on two completely different fields.
So shouldn't Liverpool deserve a manager of that talent, of a Pep Guardiola?
Yeah, 100%. But that's the thing. So listen, Guardiola, when he first came in, he finished 4th, and there was a lot of like he had to rebuild the team. I think with this Liverpool team is like, if Klopp had been there last year, I still think Liverpool would have won the league. But Arne Slot came in and he made some good adaptations. You think of like Gakpo, who was really good last year. I know he's not performed the same this year. Diaz is really good. We got obviously big money for him. Gravenberch, who looked like someone that wasn't fitting into the team. He made really good changes with what he had, and he didn't bring anyone in. And I think that's a sign of a good manager. One of the things I would give credit to Carrick as well, if you've seen him come in, and what he's done is some of the players that I'd say even some Man United fans had given up on. You think of like the likes of like Delo, Maguire, Martinez come back into the team, looks really good. A really good manager gets the most out of players that are almost seen like on the fringe. Like, you think of Sesko coming off the bench and having an impact more than he ever did under Amram. That's the sign of a good manager in my eyes. And I think it obviously hasn't been as much this season, because I think Liverpool have brought in new players that not only are adapting to Liverpool, but adapting to a new league, which is very difficult to do. And you have like 6 or 7 players in the team trying to do that at the same time. You're effectively not going to get the results you want. But I think performances from now until the end of the season, that's what matters. Obviously, the results you need as well, but I think performances are what will get more Liverpool fans back on side. But the one thing I would say is, right, this is about Liverpool content creators. Once you make your mind up about him going, nobody wants to change because they want to be right. And that's an issue. You should change your opinion based on what you see. So if you see changes happen and you see positive signs, then you go, do you know what? Maybe I was wrong. And maybe I do see things that are happening that I think could improve and we could move forward with a manager. You shouldn't just always want to sack your manager to be right. That's not right either.
It's hard for people to admit when they're wrong. I don't think it just applies to Liverpool fans. People just don't want to admit when they're wrong.
Yeah, that's content creators in general, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Spot on.
I think the hard part with Slot is that he came in and fixed someone else's team temporarily. Like, he was kind of, we'll find a solution for this. But then when you want to believe the manager is the right one going forward, you want to see what he wants to create rather than what he necessarily wants to fix. And I think the fans have said pretty categorically that they don't like what he's cooking. But they maybe have to give him another year to like give him an actual real chance at it, because it was a bit of a misstep this year trying to buy so many players and integrate them at the same time. So I don't know. It's a very hard position. I don't want to tell a Liverpool fan how they should think about their manager and whether he should be.
So what do you think then? What do you think?
What, that he should stay or go?
Yeah, like what do you think? Forget how to tell Liverpool fans out of here. What do you think about Liverpool this season? You watch some of their games. What do you think about them?
I'm really disappointed that they just let City beat them at Anfield. So that's the cloud of my judgment right now.
That's all you care about, yes.
Yeah, well, that was just really unexpected. I don't know. I don't like Slot. I don't like the way he talks after the game, like personally, and that would annoy the crap out of me, I think, over the course of a couple of seasons. So that would probably be it for me. But football-wise, I think he's quite a smart guy, and maybe he's a bit like Ange, where he's a little bit principled and wants to like play his way over what everyone else wants him to do. But that's pretty common with all managers, their stubborn ways. But yeah, I would say keep him for a while, keep him for another season.
Do you know what's interesting as well? I think clubs and fans nowadays, I think United get a good brunt of it because you hear about United DNA, right? And I think DNA, in a sense, is something that I think a lot of us identify with in different ways. Like a lot of Liverpool fans over the last 10 years would identify with high press and high intensity football because of Klopp. But like that's not always been Liverpool's DNA. We won a Champions League off the back of Rafa Benitez playing low block football. We've had success in the past not playing high intensity football because that wasn't a thing up until the 2010s in the same way. And similar with Arsenal. Arsenal were like one of those kind of aggressive, beautiful to watch teams where so free, fluid. And then we have Arteta, who's potentially going to win a league with basically relying on corners. And I seen Sam Allardyce talking about how Arteta's copying him, like as in like a play on it. Like football and ideas of how we see things and how like how football evolves and how identities change in your own club. At the end of the day, it comes down to success. And what they want to see is like you're moving in the right direction. It doesn't matter what type of way you play. Yes, you want to see attacking, free-flowing football, but like that's the ideal scenario for every football club. But at the end of the day, everyone wants to see that they're moving in the same direction towards the same goal and they're on a journey towards something. That's something that I think Klopp got really well with Liverpool and connected really well with the Liverpool fans about. But at the end of the day, that's what it's about, rather than say a different style of football, in my opinion.
Fonzie, big up Fonzie. Martin, are you still back in Martin Smelly?
We're not in the Arsenal segment, are we? I don't know.
We're going to go to the Arsenal segment in a bit. But Chelsea, though, moving on from Liverpool to Chelsea, Liam Rosenia on a run, winning every game that he coaches.
Yeah.
Are you telling people to change their mind about him?
True to Leeds.
Yeah, they fell apart in the second half.
Lost Arsenal twice.
Are you changing your mind about Liam Rosenia?
I am because he's won 8 out of 11 games now. That Leeds game that you're talking about, Jamie, where was that it? No way. Look, then you will admit it that Chelsea for the first 70 minutes played extremely well. In my opinion, it was
very well. It's the best under him, by the way. It's the best under him.
100%. The problem with Chelsea is that it's been happening since Blue Lake took over. Is concentrating for the full 90 minutes. I think this is the main problem with which Rosenia has to fix. Whether he can do that because the players are so young and they just can't do it, they're not experienced enough, that still is remain to be seen. But if you have a look at the way that we're playing, I approve. If you have a look at what Cole Palmer and other players are saying about Rosenia, we love playing for him. We're not so constricted. We're not in a rigid system. We can express our abilities and we can play the way that we want to play. That's good to hear. Then we talk about Andre Santos, who is like the unsung hero for Chelsea. He breaks up play, he puts out the fires, and he's a proper build-up merchant. We're starting to see why Ancelotti picks him as one of the first players for the Brazilian team. So these are all great signs.
Whoa. Didn't Ancelotti just arrive? Has he even coached a game for Brazil yet?
Yes, he has.
Come on. I feel like Santos has played 5 games. I like him.
He has played 5 games.
Yeah.
And he's been given the chance because obviously he used to play under Strasbourg in Strasbourg under Rosenior, so he already knows him extremely well. But Chelsea are playing well and ticking well, and a large part of that is because of him. You're going to ask me, Mo, now, do you think that we're going to make top 5 after everything?
No, I'm not. I was going to ask you another question.
Okay,
I feel Andre Santos, if every time I watch him, he's good. But I've seen this movie with you guys, Chelsea, every time. This guy comes in, oh my God, he's the best player in the world. We got the best players in the world. We got players better than Arsenal. We got players better than Man United. We got players better than Man City. We got players better than everyone. We got the best squad in the world. And then look at Liam Rosenior. He's actually making Andre Santos the starter in the Brazilian national team.
True.
Oh my God, look at this guy. He's kicking Casemiro out. Oh my word. This is the best player. And then 3-4 months later, we're not where we should be.
Isn't it, Mo? You actually might be right. In 3-4 months' time, I could be saying that, but I can only see what I can see right now.
I know. I'm just teasing you, but I know.
You are now going to ask, do I think that we're going to make top 5? And
you're going to say no.
Because I agree with you, Mo. The first thing you said was have a look at Chelsea's run. Chelsea are in a good state at the moment, but if you have a look at their run, it's pretty messed up. I think
Okay, I just looked it up. Santos has 174 minutes for Brazil since he debuted in 2023. So this is like less than 2 games here. So we have to delete that one from the zeitgeist there.
Okay, all right, fair enough. You make a good point.
That's terrible of a run for Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's fair enough. But from what I've seen for him playing for Chelsea, I'm impressed. If you watch the games properly and you actually watch him.
No, Andre Santos has been everywhere on the pitch. He's actually the backbone of the midfield.
Do you think Casado's dropped a little bit?
I swear to Jamie.
Yeah, of course.
So what about the best DM in the world?
Listen,
what is this guy saying?
No, I think he is the best DM in the world, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing is, there was one game he got a red card against Arsenal. Okay, after that game, he hasn't been the same.
Yeah,
for whatever reason. Maybe it's affected him mentally. Maybe he's been driven into the ground and he's actually knackered and tired. But I agree, he hasn't been the same. And other people can say, "Oh, I'd rather have Rice and this and that." Okay, based on this season, you might have to. I probably agree with that. He hasn't been the best since that red card, but it doesn't mean that he's not a quality player. You can't say that. Players go on bad form, they go have good form, they have bad form. I'm not gonna acknowledge that if whatever you're trying to say, Mo, because I rate Caicedo. If you're talking about in the beginning of the season, who you're gonna pick in your Premier League 11, he will still be my 6.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's great, but the problem is inconsistency, and that's one of the things.
Yeah.
Like ability-wise, he's fantastic. You know what I mean? But he hasn't been consistent enough. That's the thing. That's my point with him.
I think he's been consistent over 2 years, but like the last 5 games has been poor. But that could be down to a few things.
It's true. But I don't think because of our run, I don't think we're going to make it, which is a shame because, Chelsea fans, including myself, are starting to take a liking to Liam Rosenior. We like the way that the football is being played. And I know that if we don't make Champions League, there's 95% that Chelsea are going to get rid of him because they've already strictly said, you need to make Champions League this year. If you don't, you're gone, which would kind of be a little bit of a shame. And that's just where I'm at the moment.
Do they really?
Do you think he gets sacked if he didn't make it?
Yeah. They clearly said that. Yeah.
They said they sack him if they didn't get Champions League.
Yeah. You need to make Champions League, otherwise you're gone.
I don't know.
So it might be a little bit too late.
I feel like with the Chelsea ownership, though, they'd be like, "Oh, well, it was your first year. You're only have to coming in. We'll give you an opportunity. Like, we're going to bring in players that we want, but like you have to work with them, and like, we'll keep you." I think that's the way they'll operate.
I don't know. I think that they've spent so much money now that they need that Champions League money. Additionally, I have said it previously before, a lot of these players are on a basic plus bonus. That bonus is Champions League money. You're going to have some class players, Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo. If they're not getting paid what they feel that they should be being paid, we might see an exodus. That could also happen. So it is vitally important that Chelsea make Champions League. Whether it happens or not, based on this upcoming games that we've got, I'm not too sure.
I would say it also comes down to when you start winning like majors. Like you need to start winning a Premier League or a Champions League. Because these players aren't going to want to just sit around and settle for, a Conference League and a Club World Cup.
This is true.
They need more than that.
Plus, they're on 8-year
goes for all teams as well. That also goes for Martin's team. He just doesn't realize it yet.
I don't know. She's not talking to me yet. It's not the Arsenal segment, but Chelsea players are all signed up to 8-year deals at like less than 100 grand or 100 grand kind of target range, right? So if I was Cole Palmer and I was still making that money after 2 or 3 seasons, I'd be like, come on, re-sign, give me more money, and they'll all want that. So it's going to be a tough situation.
When does Palmer deal expire?
2032 or something silly. He just signed a new one last year.
That's the thing, though. Do you know what I mean? Like they signed those players on those long contracts. So if someone wants to come in and buy them, they have to pay big money.
That's it.
Like,
and if the player wants to leave bad enough, they might give up some money too. You never know.
Yeah.
I think any player can get out if they want to, and they might have release clauses that we just don't know about because not everything is public.
Yeah. Woodrick's back, right? Have I heard?
He's coming back. Yeah, I think the ban is over, but I don't think he's even spoken to Rosenior.
I'm not sure.
Sorry.
I thought it was like a 4-year ban.
Yeah. To be honest with you, no one cares. Woodrick is shit. Okay, it's a waste of money. I don't know what we're talking about him. Just forget about him. He's just a waste of space. This is the way I feel about it.
I wonder if it had it turned out different if he went to Arsenal.
Almost signed him. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh come
on! I remember
on.
when he played that game against Liverpool.
Jamie, that's it. Another Pepe. He won't do nothing.
Another Pepe.
Yeah. Remember his debut against Liverpool for 20 minutes where he was like breathing steam and like he beat one man and everyone was quaking in their boots.
All Chelsea fans got an erection, but it didn't pan out that way.
Good.
Afterwards, the sun shines on a dog's ass, my friend.
You dodge some bullets and you get another bullet. So there's no winning in these.
Spot on. That's what it is.
For Man United, move to Man United. Sal, how confident are you?
It's like Sal is still here, right?
Very, very confident, Mo. I haven't changed for the last few weeks. I had a little bit of a blip against West Ham, but I'm back to where I should be, which is top 2 or 3 I'm going for. I think Man United are going to go on an amazing run. Looking at
I'll watch your short, Sal. I'll watch your short where you were like, I'm going to say it, clip it. Manchester United have the best team.
Did I say that?
Wow.
No, I didn't say that. No way. You're misquoting me. Did I say that? Really?
You did. You was like, I don't care what anyone says. Manchester United have the best team. And I was like, oh, man, come on.
No, I think we'll get top 2. Yeah, I think Man United are going to go on an amazing run. I'm not going to flip-flop from that. If people think I'm bluffing, I'm not.
Top 2.
I'm not lying.
No.
Who's going to finish third? Who's going to finish third?
I think it's going to be Man City.
Wow.
What? Sal,
are you ahead of us?
I've got time for you, my bro. But relax.
What a feature
that was my prediction a couple of weeks ago. I've kind of have second guesses about Arsenal now. So Arsenal could finish third now. So it could be Arsenal finishing third, Man United would finish second. So it might be swapped over.
Then who wins the title?
I just think it's in Man City's hand, and Man City got the experience to go on and win the league now.
So we go from third to first. I'm confused. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you would have said Aston
this
Villa.
was a couple of weeks ago. This was a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
United fans, right? United fans are back on that. I call it the hope roller coaster. So they go like that, and they're like, "Yes, we're back. We have so many good players. We're back." And then they get to the top, and then it's like they just shit hits the fan, and they go straight back down.
Elephant on a tree. Elephant on a tree. No. And I'm confident. I just feel like looking at our fixture list, we've got a really favourable fixture list going on. I think we've only got Newcastle and Chelsea away, and then the rest of them, I feel like they're very beatable. Everton away.
But isn't that the problem with United? Like you win against the really big teams, and then you get to the beatable teams, and you're like a bit of a brick wall.
Chelsea have that same problem too. They show up for the big games, and then the Burnleys and the Leeds, they gag.
Yeah.
The fact United have been so bad under they're third, aren't they? No, they're fourth. Sorry. The fact they've been so bad under fourth is crazy. It's actually crazy.
I think Villa will drop out. I've got this feeling Villa are going to drop out the top 5. I've got this feeling.
Were we disrespecting Amarim? Because I feel like you guys only won like 3 games, and all of a sudden you're like title race again. So like
I have never disrespected Amarim. I think honestly, mate, I've never disrespected Amarim. We were 3 points from 4th under Amarim. He was a big part of it. The way Carrick is playing now is a big part of it's to do with Amorim clearing out all the toxicity, and he was 3 points from fourth. He weren't 3 points from 15th, was he? He was 3 points from fourth, so he left us in a good position. Of course, I'm going to leave this to a new manager bounce. Obviously, time will be an education. We'll have to wait until the end of the season. We'll have to reevaluate everything then in regards to Michael Carrick. But I've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer win 8 games in a row, so I'm a little bit PTSD going on at the moment. Let's just wait and see.
They're different people.
I have got a feeling we're going to come top 2, yeah.
And if you do come top 2, because you said before a couple of weeks ago that no matter what, I would get rid of Carrick at the end of the season and I'll get someone with a little bit more credibility.
I didn't quite, not that harsh. No, my goodness me, that's a doom and gloom.
Apologies. All right.
I mean, goodness me, that's like
all right.
off with your head. No, I wasn't like that. I was like, we have to reevaluate and do it the right way. Interviews and everything, and it depends who's available. If it was like Luis Enrique available, which I doubt it's going to come to Man United anyway, but if Luis Enrique was available, I would go for Luis Enrique instead of Carrick. I would. That's just my preference. But they are not going to give it to Luis Enrique if Carrick gets in Champions League. They're going to give it to Carrick. It's one. It's cheap. He's one of them. He's one of the guys, isn't he? They're not gonna give it to anyone else but him, and they're gonna give him a chance. And also, they left themselves in a corner a little bit because if Carrick does qualify for the Champions League, they've got no option but to give it to him. Because if they get Luis Enrique or Tuchel or Nagelsmann and he fouls, people go, "Oh, you should have gave it to Carrick." Should have gave it to Carrick, and that's the thing.
Why don't you think someone like Luis Enrique will come to Manchester United? You're still Manchester United. You're still going to spend
it's still
money.
Manchester United, but it's who we're run by. We got obviously if you got Jason Wilcox in your ear telling you how to pick your team, and you got a Champions League winner in Luis Enrique, and he's telling you about tactics and how to do this and how to do that. It's exactly what Ruben Amorim said. He's a manager, not a coach, and they were looking at him as a coach. I don't think Luis Enrique is going to come in and be seen as a coach, so to speak, and neither is the Nagelsmann and Tuchel, and that's the biggest problem are the people we're run by at the moment. So they're a little bit narcissistic, outspoken people who, especially Jason Wilcox, a bit of a problem, and this is why I think they're going to keep Michael Carrick, and I wish him all the best if he does. He's one of us, he's won a Champions League, he's won trophies, he's experienced, he knows the club.
So look at Jimmy, you're spot on, bro. I've seen the same exact monologue with Oli. It's the same exact one, like this. It's like copy paste. If he does well, keep him and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
If you have a chance, listen, Michael Carrick, for him to get second, number one, he has to go on a magnificent run, and others have to fall off completely, right? If that is the case, also, I would still think that you will need a bigger name to coach Manchester United. I don't know who the name is. I don't know who the name is.
They've gone through all of that, Mo. They've gone through all these top established name managers. It didn't work.
Like who?
Like
Jose.
Who's that?
Ten Hag was highly rated.
He's like a modern type of manager. You've gone through that as well. You've gone through
Ten Hag is a clown, bro. The guy's
Ragnick
a clown.
was the father of Gegenpress. Let's not forget Ragnick, Ralph, my boy.
Yeah, Ragnick.
When did he say that they need open heart surgery? Still waiting on that. It's like the NHS waiting in line, so bleeding long.
I have to wait that long. That's what I've heard.
They did have the only Bruno's left. Luke Shaw, Bruno.
Luke Shaw, Maguire's been there forever.
Diallo, no, Amad Diallo was not part of that team. Amad Diallo was alone at Sunderland. Diego Dallo. Yeah. I think you need a right back. I think you need three midfielders if Casemiro leaves, which it looks like he's leaving.
Yeah, he's already said he's going.
And that's it.
We're one.
Where you go? MLS probably.
That's it. That's Man United team for you. But how many midfielders would go to Man United? That you get like Adam Wharton or something?
Stiller, Ander Wharton, Kone from Roma, maybe.
No,
They're getting all the DMs.
Bro, if you get Manu Kone, that's a physical. Bro, the guy is so freaking good.
They're getting Elliot Anderson, Baliba, who else is it? Wharton. Pretty much every DM.
Santa's wish list.
If you watch some of the Man United content creators, the way they speak, you would think that these guys are going to spend 700 million just next summer. This summer is going to be a 700 million.
It'd be interesting.
And that's after spending, 200 last summer? So
yeah.
Liverpool.
I don't know why. I don't know what is the reason. I just have faith in Man United this time. I don't know why.
Famous last words.
I am not saying that they're going to go and win the league. For some whatever reason, I have a feeling that this group of players are not going to fall off. If they don't improve, but they stay within the top 5 even next season, I think that's a good achievement for them. Like, I think if Man United get Champions League this season and still stay within range next season of that Champions League and they get it again consistently, I think that is improvement for me.
I think the thing is, though, is they're going to probably get Champions League this year. And next year, they'll have to play FA Cup, Champions League, Qarabag Cup, and play in all competitions. And that's when they'll struggle. The injuries will come. I think Martinez has played better, as I said earlier, but he's too injury prone. Like, he's 28 now, and how many games has he played for United? Probably like 50 in, 3 seasons? Like, he's too injury prone. Maguire, who I think he's good standing, but like overall, he's not the best.
But that's why, Jimmy, it depends on the summer, Jimmy, right? It depends on the summer, how they approach the summer, how many players they get in, who gonna leave, who not gonna stay. That depends.
Yeah, but I think
sorry.
No, with United and with Carrick, this is one of the reasons I would probably lean against him, is that he doesn't have that experience of managing a team like that and knowing how to manage a team like that. It's all good now because he's able to implement his ideas and he has 1 week of rest in between games and everything like that. But Champions League, FA Cup and EFL Cup, like every single result that they will have next season, he'll be scrutinised for. It's very different to just going into every league game and obviously doing what he needs to do. But it's obviously been an unbelievable start, but I think it's very different to what the expectations will be next season, especially if he gets like back in the summer.
There's 2 things here for me. United fans have been saying Michael Carrick is the most underrated footballer since 2012, right? So this is your chance to like not underrate Carrick and give him a chance. But also, whenever you get another manager in that doesn't know Manchester United, the way that it worked, the way that it's always worked, the way that it is with Ferguson breathing down your neck, like you need someone who knows that ecosystem, because whenever they come in and they're getting attacked from all angles by the media, they're getting attacked by all ex-players, like they'll give Carrick a free run for a while if he has a hard time. They won't give that same to an unknown manager who might like big teams but doesn't know Man United. Man United, like the badge is heavy. I don't think people really realize how hard.
I think the key is if they're going to back him. If it's Carrick as opposed to a more experienced manager, I don't want them undermining Carrick. If they give him the job, they got to back him to the maximum, like they would do with a Nagelsmann or Tuchel, whoever it is. Yeah. That's what they got to do, because they might look at Carrick and think, he'll be all right with a couple of players here and there. But as Jamie said, if we're in the Champions League and we're going to be playing twice a week, we need a squad. At the moment, we're 1 injury away from capitulation in regards to Casemiro. He gets injured. That's it, really. We got Ugarte and Mainu, and Ugarte hasn't really played well. I'm living on a prayer at the moment. John Bo Jovi FC. That's what I am at the moment, mate. I'm just like, okay, right, let's see. Just keep Casemiro fit, and that's it. If Ugarte plays, we're in a bit of a problem. But obviously, Jim Ratcliffe, part-time politician now, so obviously he's going to be very busy. And so hopefully the World Cup is going on as well. So I don't think we're going to get 8-9 players in. It's going to be 4 or 5.
Carrick is English, so it bodes well in his books as well.
That's true, yeah. Immigration.
No, his name's Mikel Arteta now. He's a foreign.
Oh, yeah, Mikel Arteta. That's what we need, isn't it? Yeah. Might rate him a little bit higher.
Mikel Arteta is crazy.
Well, I've been hearing.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta. Well, listen, for Man United, we'll see how it goes. You're confident that one of the top 2 will drop off and you're going to finish. You have to finish above Villa first before you actually go to be looked up.
I said that at the beginning of the season. Top 4 would be, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. Going to the title race. Martin, how are you feeling now?
Sweet, man. I'm here in the trenches. There's limbs everywhere. Not in the good way, not in the good football limbs. It's literally limbs everywhere. But I don't know. I've had a couple of days off since that horrendous goal to concede. I haven't worked out whether it was Gabriel's fault or David Raya yet. But when I do, then I'll really give them some harsh punishment. But no, it's a really frustrating game. I felt like we did the right things in bad conditions. We went ahead after 5 minutes. We went 2-0 up. It's like, okay, don't stop. Just keep getting goals. And then Bueno rocks up and goes, I'm going to score a worldie in the top bins from outside the box. So it's like, fine, we've allowed for that. It's still 2-1. We're fine. Oh, shit, we're not fine. Fuck. But fortunately, we don't have an exclusivity on bottling 2-goal leads like I think City did that against Spurs, and no one's perfect right now this season. So I'm still not that worried. I think City are going to drop points. I think everyone was complaining how it was going to be Arsenal running away with the title. Now we've made it more interesting. You're welcome. It's going to be 50-50, not like 80% one team, 20% the other team. So maybe it'll be fun all the way until the end. But Arsenal fans in general, and it's not actually Arsenal fans because Hussam did this last season when they were leading by 5 points and Arsenal looked like we were going to catch them, and he was like, "Oh, it's over. We're going to bottle it from here." Fans have a tendency to do that. I'm not that kind of fan. I'm the kind of fan that'll be there, at the end of the game when you've lost 3-0 and still like clapping the players and going like, "Come on, next time." So positivity will get you a long way in this game, and it's easy to sing when you're winning. So, stick by the team. If it doesn't work at the end of the season, that's when you question the manager and you go after whoever was at fault. But right now, I'm still in 4 competitions on top of the league. It's hard to be negative when you think about it from perspective.
Have you got PTSD?
Are you concerned though?
Oh, everyone's on it. Who wants first?
I also wanted to ask
I'm
the
not
question
concerned. I'm having fun
here.
being in a title race. I'm trying to enjoy the process rather than it going from like.
Do you know what's even better than having fun of being in a title race?
What's that?
Do you know what's better than being in a title race? What's more fun? Winning a title.
Yeah, it's great when Man City takes a break and just lets you like walk away with it, but that hasn't happened for us.
They are taking a break. That's what I want to say. They are taking a break.
They just spent $100 million.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Martin. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot the transfer window was only open for Manchester City. Nobody else was allowed to participate.
No one else can afford it. We pay.
To be fair, you spent the most. Now you had the highest net spend in the Premier League in the summer.
Net spend doesn't it?
That's because they don't sell. We sell.
Oh, why doesn't net spend matter?
Because you're not taking into account like, the whole wages, the over the contract expenses. Like there's more to the game than just net spend. I don't really care about net spend. But
you bought Gyökeres, Eze,
Madueke,
Zubimendi,
Madueke. I think Zubimendi was 40.
Gyökeres, you spent Gyökeres, Eze, Madueke, and Brady Starch.
Eze 60 or 70.
Yeah, but we don't ever go in January and buy what we need. Like, we shouldn't let City get Semenyo in that situation where he wants to come to Arsenal, even though we can't afford it till the summer. Like, that's strength, letting your rival strengthen right in the middle of the season when they're having problems. Like, Gay, obviously, they've gone up a level, but I'm still thinking they're not winning every game. So you've got to, like, project it to points. I need 85-plus points, and then I'll be happy. If I don't get that, I feel like it'll be a step backwards.
85 points? You think you're going to get 85 will win you the league with Arash? I'm going to tell you something. If you get 80 points, you will win the league.
80? Well, maybe. The people say that's a bad league.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you. I did the math. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Jamie. I did that. So Man City currently have 12 games left, right? And they are on 53 points. Yeah. If they win 10 out of them, right, they will be on 83. I don't think Man City will win 10 out of the last 12 games. That's a lot of games, by the way. That is magnificent, right? Man City might get like to 80 points, might get to 79 points, right?
I don't think Arsenal will get that either, though.
Here's the thing. I agree with this. Now I'm looking. This is the first time I doubt Arsenal. This is the first time. By the way, I was listening to a podcast yesterday.
That's not the first time you doubt Arsenal. Come on. I've been here all season, man.
That's the first time I doubt you.
No.
First time.
This is footy judge.
We've been through
this is footy judge Arsenal. Did I know that?
The first time. This is after I said that after Wolves. That Wolves game is the first time that I see that Arsenal are not in control. Every single other game, you were in control.
You remember when you asked me?
No, but that's after 5 games. But after 5 games, Liverpool will.
Works.
Okay, after 5 games, Martin, you're coming to me and after 5 games, with Liverpool winning every game and you didn't win games.
Yeah, but don't lie to my face. I'm right here. You lost faith in us early in the season. It came
are you
back
doing the literal thing? Are you doing the literal thing? Hold on. Are you doing the literal thing, Martin? Now saying after 5 games where Liverpool were winning every game, you saw the Arsenal win that? No, I didn't. I didn't believe that you will have a great season like this. And I didn't think that Liverpool will drop off like this. So yeah.
Right. 100%. So you didn't believe in us. Just admit it.
You guys do the literal thing. I can do the literal thing with you.
Okay.
I can do the literal thing with you, with everyone.
All right.
For Arsenal to get 85 points, they need nine wins and 2 losses, essentially. They're not doing that.
Think of it like this.
I keep saying it,
Burnley.
The draws that kill you. And you know this very well as a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
You've lost titles because of draws. And I said this all season, and I got nothing but crap in the comments and in the chat, and people were just giving me crap after crap after crap. I keep telling you, a draw is not a point gain. It is 2 points dropped in a title race. And just because, Mo, I'm going to throw this back in your face. You keep saying they're in control. They're in control. They've dropped a lot of points in games been in control. That argument doesn't work. And if you're dropping points, you're dropping out of the title race. That's just how it goes. And I want to ask this question to not Martin, and obviously Mo's already had this question. The 3 neutrals on this panel. When you look at Arsenal and how they're playing right now, and you look at Man City and how they're playing, which team do you think could go to the next level? I did ask this last week, but you guys weren't on. A lot of you at that point. Who looks like they can elevate their game and and win a lot of games? Is it Arsenal right now, or is it City right now?
I think Arsenal have blown their load. Do you know, like, not in a sexual way, unless you're thinking about that. But
apologies, I didn't realize we were doing that.
Sounded like it, Jamie.
You're getting nice and edgy. You bring a girl home from a night out, and
they peaked.
A peak's probably a better way of saying it. But like in the first half of the season, they were a hell for leather. The emotion was there. And I think the best thing you could say about Guardiola is how he manages title race. He's done it with Liverpool against Liverpool loads of times. He doesn't particularly start well, and then come the end of the season, they're just knocking out wins. I think Arsenal are yet to master that. They'll go hell for leather from the very start, and they'll keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. And eventually, you just can't rely on that. You have to manage the season, which I don't think they've done. I think they've obviously got wins, and you would say that's obviously really good, but you need to continue to do that throughout the season. Liverpool last season did that at the start of the season, but they then fell off for the last 6 games, 7 games. They really struggled, and you could see that in their performances. If anyone had been close, we wouldn't have won it.
I don't think we've been convincing all season. I think that there was a part where we were going clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. I think we did 8 clean sheets in a row, and I was like, all right, well, I can't hate it. It's very hard to see anyone scoring against us, but that lately has fallen off, and we've tried to do more open play goals and make sure it's scoring the right way, and we're just letting in goals at the other end. So I don't know. We just need to hang in there and focus on the big picture, which is forget the last game. You got to completely get rid of it. Otherwise, just you're guaranteed to lose. So keep yourself in the fight and just be there at the end. We did this in 22-23. We were 5 points ahead, I think, with a game in hand, and we still had to go to Man City away. There's a chance for us to right that wrong, rather than just repeat what happened last time. So, I don't really think of last year as bottling it and the year before as bottling it, but 22-23 feels like that one which we had enough lead, we should just ran away with it. But
I don't think last year.
The body language of your players, they're not getting over it. It is declining. When they concede a goal, you see the eyes start rolling, and there's games where they give it.
But we saw this with Man City a couple of weeks ago.
They start getting on their knees and pounding on the grass, we lost. This kind of body language. You're very emotional, and I think that comes from your manager.
But do you
hold on. I want to actually push back on this. Pep Guardiola is one of the most emotional managers on the touchline when his team concedes goals.
But
he kicks chairs. He actually gets so annoyed. My point about it, you say Arteta's
give up
emotional.
A winner at the last minute. Nobody cries. Nobody
look what Rodri did. Rodri came out and said the referees are against him.
Okay, if we're gonna say, I don't disagree with what you're saying, Kilk, about maybe the Arsenal team, but we cannot say that Arsenal are the only team there that are emotional. Actually, Arteta at the end of the game was so composed. Pep Guardiola starts scratching his head last season. He's covering his face. He's talking to an imaginary people. He actually gives weird answers in press conferences. He literally does this, Kilk. I don't disagree with you that the players are emotional. Okay, Kilk, you said the players are emotional. It comes from the manager.
Tell me.
Kilk, you said that the players emotional come from the manager. I think Arteta.
Arsenal, yeah.
I think Arteta has been way better.
Leadership,
No, Arteta has been way better than before.
How do you expect the players to react after a game? How do you expect them to react after a 93rd minute equalizer? You want them to be like, oh, well,
yeah,
whatever.
We've done that multiple times this season, and I've never seen any of my players cry and pout and, get on our knees and start pounding the pitch. And
Pep Guardiola said they literally cheated. Pep Guardiola questioned the integrity of the whole Premier League. Everyone.
Pep Guardiola did?
Rodri did too.
Rodri did. Pep Guardiola did. Come on. Are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Let's skip the easy tropes. Let's go for the.
No, but I wouldn't. I think it's managing the season. I think emotions in games, that's normal. But like some of the stuff, I remember Liverpool last year, they won at City, and they went over the fans, thanked them for coming, and then walked off the pitch, and that was a big win because Arsenal dropped points against West Ham the day before. And I remember when Arsenal, when they beat Spurs, they were coming in, and Gabriel was like putting, it was like pretending he had like the match and putting it in his pocket and like stuff like that. It's just get in, you won the game, get in, get on with it. And I think that's just like it's just like some playing up to it a little bit. That's what I would say.
I don't know.
Here's what I think. God, here's what I think about the Arsenal situation now. The definition of a bottle, right? A bottle job is to actually have the fear of achieving something. Is failure to achieve something because of the fear. For some whatever reason, this Wolves game felt like you were so in control, and I have no idea why the players collapsed today. You were so in control. You were 60-something% position at minutes. Martin,
we were not in control. We never were in control of that game. Like we were 2-0 up, but like we couldn't make a pass in the second half. It felt like the just technical level fell off the cliff.
If you let me finish.
Okay, so
at minute 60, you had over 60% position. They had 0 shots on target. You had 8 shots, if I'm not mistaken. You weren't dangerous. You weren't scintillating. You were just in control. You were in control of the situation. That went away after minute 60. That went away. It turned into a ping pong game. Long balls, second balls, everyone, as you told me, and I watched it again. You're right. And I don't know why that happened for Arsenal. Is that something that is going to be a recurrent? I don't know. There's 2 games in a row that happened.
Mo,
Brentford, the stuff.
Mo, do you think that, because you hate saying this word bottle, I know you a little bit now, but that, you have to admit, was a bit of a bottle.
That Wolves game is the biggest bottle job game as a 90 minutes this season, from by the way, even worse than City against Spurs. And the reason why, even worse than City against Chelsea, because Wolves are 9 points. They are the relegated team. You're 2-0 up.
Why are they trying so hard in the second half, man? What's wrong with Wolves? Don't they know that they're relegated? What the heck? Just let us take the 3 points.
Keeping a clean sheet against Wolves ain't for everyone.
You should have brought on own goals. He's your top scorer.
I would have.
Actually, Own goal went on loan. Own goal went on loan at halftime. He went to Wolves.
But I want to ask a genuine question. Apart from the banter.
Wait, my one second.
Apart from the banter. Go ahead, Martin. Go ahead.
I don't know if everyone saw that, but like it felt like Stoke on a Wednesday night, rainy, cold Wednesday night in the Premier League. Like every time they got the ball on a throw, and it was popping up on our penalty spot, and then it would go for a corner, and then we'd kick it along, and another throw would come in. And you can think that we are long throw specialists, but we haven't scored a single goal from long throws, so I don't even want that to be associated with my team. We did it once against PSG, and no one's let us hear the end of it. And now every other team, you've got Coyotes doing 100-yard throws into the box, madness, absolute madness. You can't get a game like that under control.
Who scored the most set piece goals this season?
I thought this was the best defense that's ever existed, and we're going to go after Chelsea's record.
Our defense is too good. Did you not see?
And you're giving up 2 goals to Wolves?
Did you not see Gabriel headed out of our own keeper's
and I've only given
hands?
up 4 more goals this season.
Gabriel's such a good defender, he won't even let it go when the keeper's has got it. He's got, this is mine, I'm going to dive and get it. And that's what's called a bottle, is when you create a goal for the opposition by yourself. You don't even make them score. So I would agree that second goal was frustrating and terrible, and I don't even want to see it.
That was a legendary substitution for Calafiori. Subs on, immediately gives up the goal. Stuff of legends right there.
It's fed our rivals beautifully. I've seen memes of Calafiori and Gabriel having a picnic in the goal. People are going crazy with AI. It's beautiful. But I'm glad I make you guys happy. It's very important.
You're an optimistic Arsenal fan. I like it.
Yeah, there aren't many left on the
internet. But do we think City are even that good? Because, so people that say that Arsenal are not that great, do we think City are that good?
No.
What is the evidence that people keep saying that City are that good? What's the evidence here?
Who has been saying that though, Mo? Who has
everyone?
The league position. Probably.
I haven't heard anyone say City are good. I've just been hearing Arsenal fans throw the.
I'm going to tell you what I mean by this. Everyone is saying that City will go on a run. City will go on a run. City will go on a run. Okay, what is there to prove? What's the proof?
Haaland, Semenyo, Mamouche, Savinho, Foden, Bernardo, Rodri, Diaz, Gvardiol. I mean, on paper, they should be winning, right? Best manager. Buy when you need players. You just bought like 13 new players like over the last 12 months, right? Like, they should be there. They should be winning every game. But the PL,
they aren't winning every game.
Premier League stuff.
But they have won. They have won 6 of the last 7 leagues.
6 of the last 7 games in the Prem.
No, 6 of the last 7 leagues.
Oh,
we won.
6 of 8.
I think we won like 6 out of our last 7 games, though, in all comps.
No, but what I mean
is that Spurs game, but we had a winning streak before that, and a winning streak after.
You know, we're undefeated in 7. We've had 5 wins and 2 draws. Does that sound crazy? It's just the 2 in the PL.
I think we're about the same, except for only 1 draw, 1 extra win. But that's in all comps. It's not just the Premier League.
I think it's good. I think it's good that no one's running away with the league. I think, honestly, it makes it better. It gives everyone else more of a chance. I'm tired of these leagues where people are getting 100 and it's like guaranteed wins. I don't know why people.
I heard at the beginning of the season Arsenal were coming for that record as well.
We got 97 and didn't win. No, 98 and didn't win a league.
I heard Centurions was was going to be obliterated this season. I heard the goal record for Chelsea was going to be shattered. I heard a lot of things, but. I'll just reiterate what my reasons for being confident in my team have been.
Like, football fans on YouTube say a lot of crap all the time. I think you gave up like 2 weeks ago with Man City, so you can't lecture Arsenal fans that have given up.
I'm not. I'm just pointing it out.
But like it just happens to every team.
I think this is.
I'm feeling more confident in my team because of our new signing. I think Gahey addresses a massive hole we had, which is the center back position after season-ending injury for Gvardiol. And he also came in early. We were gonna try to sign him in the summer to replace John Stones, so we just moved up the timeline because of some injuries. And also we needed a goal scoring winger, and we signed one. So I'll reiterate that. And I do think this tactical change that Pep has been making by putting a physical midfielder in the middle of the pitch, which is what I've been crying for all season, is patching up a big hole we had. Teams are not just slicing us open like they used to. It's been a lot. The shape has changed, and that's just that adjustment for me has been giving me confidence going into the rest of the season. Like, he's finally learning. You know, he spent way too long tweaking the system, and he's finally found something that works. And I think the lineup is going to probably be pretty similar the rest of the season. I mean, you'll see players come in and out based on competitions and stuff, but that's giving me some confidence.
Can I ask you guys something before we go back to the talk about the football? What happens if City win the league next season? What happened in the summer talk? What happens to football in the Premier League? There's 2 scenarios: City winning and Pep leaves, and City winning and Pep stays. What happens? Does anybody have hope of winning the league again next season if Pep wins it from here, collecting less than 80 points? Is there any hope that anybody else wins the league next season if Pep stays?
Of course, man. Come on. Don't be so dramatic.
Chelsea.
Man United's going to win next season. Everyone knows that.
Man. There you go.
Really? You guys think that anybody has a chance?
Chelsea's going to win it. Liverpool's going to win it. City's going to win it.
I would say Liverpool probably have the best chance because they bought a lot of players this season. So you would imagine their progression is to get, once they're all healthy and settled. But also, we are gonna make signings in the summer, so get your tissues ready because we are gonna bring in a couple extra players.
If Pep wins it this season, Pep is gonna win it next season if he stays.
I'm more worried if Pep wins it and he leaves, because I think they'll go after an Alonso, Enrique, and that's a new manager coming in that like has the pedigree to go on and dominate again. I think if Pep stays another year, then the likelihood is that I don't know, like, it's just like, anyway. Yeah, no, but like if he wins it this year and then the following year he has to like get the whole team up for it again. He has to get himself up for it for like after doing it for 10 years. That's a different dynamic to someone coming in who's like eager to win, like to get after it and like rebuild a Man City team. That I think this Man City team is obviously being rebuilt at the minute, but like they probably still have 1 or 2 that they're trying to obviously add, and a new manager coming in will have new ideas and maybe see things that he'll obviously want to implement. But that's for like long term. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Pep is short term.
Yeah, all I know is if Man City win it and Arteta gets sacked, then you guys will not be seeing me for a long time. I will not be welcome on this
internet. Do you think he gets sacked if they don't win it, or if they don't win anything?
Oh yeah, sure.
Rumor.
He's getting sacked if he wins the FA Cup and the Qarabag, but nothing else, as far as the fans are concerned. He must be sacked. And anyone who supported him will pay dearly with their lives. So it's been nice knowing you guys.
Quick question: are you Inter fan? Thoughts on Bodo Glimt? Just quickly. I'm an Inter fan, and I watched that game, and
I watched that game also.
We got schooled. We were the worst team on the pitch, and we didn't deserve anything out of the game. And our players were shit. And the manager, we weren't even ahead. We weren't ahead any minute of the game. And the manager, to be honest with you, watching that game, the manager and the players didn't want to be there. They're like, whatever. We want to focus on the league and the cup. It's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Make a Champions League playoffs and you don't want to be there. Players are not running. I'm going to tell you something. This is the game that Inter ran the least this season in every competition. We were outrun by them by more than 10 kilometers. It tells the story about the game.
Is this the start of Inter's collapse? Are they going to bottle the whole
no. Gotta win the Scudetto, please.
We're gonna win that. We're gonna win the league, and this game doesn't matter at all.
Can we buy Pio off you yet? Esposito?
He's not that good as you think, but yeah.
We need DeMarco. That's what we want.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think at all. You can buy Lautaro Martinez.
Bastoni.
City, stop being the Lulu. Arsenal has 4 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. City has 3 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss since the start of 2026 game week 19. And City just recently started picking up wins. Is that true? Can someone, Robert, I don't doubt
probably in the Premier League. Probably,
right now. Who would be top of the league right now?
Because how is that possible if the gap is shrinking?
I would ask this person to check what City tend to do at the end of a season and what Arsenal tend to do at the end of a season, if you want.
I know that we were 2 points ahead of you guys at one point, and it's gone back to 2 points ahead of you effectively. They just have.
I don't know what is your. Everyone keeps telling me I want to know what Arsenal do at the end of the season, what City do at the end of the season. So what do Arsenal do at the end of the season?
We're in the end game.
Collapse.
Yeah, that does matter.
Collapse.
Do you know who's top of the league for 2026?
Oh, 26.
Manchester United.
Brentford, isn't it?
15 points, Manchester United.
Man United, guys.
15, is it not? How is
it's
it
a
15?
little glimpse into the future, isn't it? Bodo glimpse into the future, anyway.
Oh.
How many games you played in the league?
How'd you get 15 points?
So can I ask you guys something? If City don't win against Newcastle
they're going
and Arsenal win against Spurs, is that going to change your opinion?
No.
If Arsenal win against Spurs and City don't win against Newcastle, draw, is that going to change your opinion?
Are City are playing first, aren't they?
Yes, that's the day.
We'll play tomorrow at 8.
If they win, if they win and
Arsenal don't win,
biblical. So
do you want?
Yeah, if City win and Arsenal drop points,
do you want City to win the league or Arsenal to win the league?
I don't care. I don't care. Like I know Arsenal fans get a bad rep. I know a lot of Arsenal fans. I like my friends that are Arsenal fans. I don't pay too much attention to the ones that moan on social media. And then Man City, I don't have many Man City fans. So
don't you feel a resentment towards Man City?
No, not really. Like I
no hate.
I think no, I don't feel resentment towards them because I think that Liverpool team that went on and won a Premier League, won the Champions League, and then they obviously won another one there last year. I think we just came up against one of the best teams. But the reason that Liverpool team was so good is because that Man City team pushed us to be that good, to get that to that level. So
wouldn't you have got like 5 or 6 titles?
The same way.
What?
It's just feedback. I think the teams fed off each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, but that's all like kumbaya and stuff. But you guys would have got like 6, 7, 8 Premier Leagues if City wasn't sitting there.
Maybe, right? But like, I think it's easy to say that, but I think another team would have taken their place. And I don't think that Liverpool team would have been as good. Like, when you just take one out, you don't put anyone back in. But I think it's easy to say that, like, we would have won 6 or 7, but another team I think would have came in. Like, that's just the way football goes.
I think Man City raised the bar. I think you both raised the bar and helped each other raise the bar.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
is that the last
points? Nobody thought points like that.
Is that the last chance?
97, 98, 99, 100 points. That's insane.
City pool, they raise the bar. They love each other. I'm so fucking cringe. It's unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable.
Oh, what are you gonna say that Liverpool? They let us win because of City pool.
No, they didn't let you win. It's just no, they didn't. Of course, Arne Slot is not an idiot. He didn't let you win. They wanted to win the game. They just couldn't. Liverpool are a bottle job, of course. 80 minutes at Anfield.
I'm going to say, I've been slagging this guy off.
What?
I think Bernardo Silva willed us to a win in that
See
game.
that? See what? Minute 80, you're 1-0 up at Anfield. Your mighty Anfield that you beat Barcelona 4-0. The best ground in the world. Whatever.
We lose a game.
And City come in and snatch your chain at your own ground. The City that lost to Bodo Glimt just 2 weeks ago, 3-1, and they come to your ground after you being 1-0 up. You guys absolutely laid on your belly. You guys, oh my God, your players were on their belly, bro. Doc, what are you talking about?
We had to go win that game.
Well, I swear to God, you should be embarrassed. You should be. If people don't care, and people don't care about Arsenal, Liverpool shouldn't care about if City or Arsenal win the league as much, right? You are 1-0 up. So soft to lose the game 2-1 like
it was
this.
Disappointing, but it's not bottling the game.
It's different. It's bottling the what?
Listen,
that's the definition of bottling the game.
Your team got absolutely pumped in the Champions League final. You need to take a year off YouTube to recover.
We're not going to talk about my team now. We're not. That's so defensive and deflective. We're not talking about my team. You're so defensive about it. We're not talking about my team now. My team, you can banter, whatever. Talk about it. Why is this game not bottling the game? How are you at Anfield?
It's just losing a game.
Mo, I think you're overreacting a little bit. It's just one game. When's the last time that City have gone to Anfield and actually won?
Which the definition of bottling the game would be 1-0 up.
It's not bottling.
The last time we won there were no fans in the stadium. We haven't won with fans in there in like 20 years.
They have 3 wins since 1961. 3 wins up until that game.
Great, guys. Thank you for the history lesson. Thank you guys for the history lesson. We're talking about a 90-minute of football. Thank you for the history lesson. Appreciate you all. This game, Liverpool at Anfield.
Do you know what? You don't like saying the word bottle, and then you say Liverpool lost the game. Oh, they bottled.
Yeah, you said bottle a lot this podcast.
Because it's the same as I say about. It's the same as I say when I called that Arsenal 90-minute game as a bottle job for the Wolves game. Anfield 1-0 up, and they bottled the game. They definitely bottled it. Same as when that game definitely bottled it.
It's not about you.
I think we just took that win. I think Bernardo Silva literally willed us to a win.
Took that win.
And I have been slagging that guy off all season, and I think he just carried us.
It's not always a bottle.
When I say that City and Liverpool are the worst rivalry in football history, people believe me. It's the worst rivalry in football history. They don't hate each other.
No one's ever going to touch our level of quality. No one's ever going to touch our level of quality. We're the only two that understand that Barcelona can kind of talk to us. Maybe Madrid as well. But in terms of the Premier League, no one's ever going to reach that level of standard of football ever in the Premier League. So that's why.
Prime Chelsea got that. What was their highest? It was like 94, 95.
95 with Mourinho.
95, yeah.
They didn't do it back to back though. We just continued to do it.
Like, you can like do a reach around on each other and make you feel like you were the best PL that ever existed. Sal and I can do that. We had the best Premier League in the 90s and the 2000s.
We need to come back. We need a reunion.
We'll do a reach around and you be standing in the corner with your hands in your pants.
Wow. There's a lot of phrasing going on.
I'm gonna throw up, bro. I got nausea from this. Bro. I'm gonna throw up. Bro, Man United and Chelsea went head to head only for 3-4 years. They hate each other. The fans, I remember between 2005 and the end, Chelsea and Man United, they couldn't stand each other. It's because of the Mourinho Fergie, and they hated each other, the fights on the pitch. Just remember the Champions League final. Man City and Liverpool. Liverpool knocked Man City out of the quarterfinal of the Champions League. Liverpool lost to Man City in the league multiple times. Years of going head to head. Yeah, they're like, yeah, you're good. No, you're better than me. You're better. I love you, Mo. I love you, Mo. Oh my God. I can't stand it.
I hope Liverpool.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. Inter and Napoli were never rivals.
Like
Inter and Napoli were never rivals. Just because we went head to head in a couple of title races, Inter and Napoli fans hate each other. The Inter Ultras, when they go, no, Inter and Napoli never hated each other like this. It was always Torino, AC Milan, and the Torino fans. But because the title race to when people lose title races to teams, the whole grudges. Liverpool lost title races to City, and oh my God, they like there's no grudge, there's no hate whatsoever.
There is plenty of hate, Mo. Their fans, remember, their fans threw a brick at our bus. Also, their fans they gave permanent brain damage to a little child at the Etihad by throwing a bottle full of coins at her. So I don't think there's any love between the fans.
Wow.
Oh God!
They literally broke the little girl's head open with a bottle of. They threw it from the stands, missile.
Who was that? Was that Liverpool?
That was a couple years ago. Yeah, look it up.
Leeds and Man United have no geolocation relation to each other.
Anyone who wears red.
You might want to look at
it's called respect. It's called respect for one another.
There's no respect in football, but respect is no respect in football. There's no respect in football.
Yes, there is.
I swear to God, there's no respect.
Football, there should always be respect. You go out, you want to be competitive, you want to win games. You want to win games.
Football is about rivalry. No, football is about rivalry. Football is not about respect. Respect that you respect your mom, you respect your dad, you respect your brothers and sisters, and all these people, your family. Football isn't about respect. Football is about, I don't like this team. I like this team because of this. I don't like that team because of this. If I go against a team and they win the title against me, I'm holding a grudge. Bro. I want the team in the mud.
Jamie, don't you want someone else to win?
Bro, I want Lazio. Lazio are not rivals with Inter. Lazio, because they won against us and they made us lose the title last season. I want them not to make Champions League season. I'm a hated person when it comes to football. I don't want this team to do this. I don't want this team to do that. That's how it works. That's what's firing me while watching the games. Watching the game and I'm like, lovey. Oh my God, this is great. It's a great world. What is this?
That's different.
I agree.
Yeah, but what you're talking about is that you don't like a team because you don't like a certain thing about the players. What I'm saying about what I'm talking about is team against team, not fan against fan, because fans are bitter. Fans, they think of things a different way. They're what would you say?
But not City Pool.
Yeah, they're not logical. Not City Pool, but I think because the level of football that they played at, there was respect between two of them. And I think it stems from the managers. If it stems from the managers, they had a lot of respect for how they played football. And
I don't debunk that. I don't doubt what you said. Okay. No. You definitely respect the way you respect Jurgen Klopp's football. You respect Pep's football. It's great. It was great. It was fantastic to watch. Like Jurgen Klopp, I have so much respect for Jurgen Klopp's football and the team he built and the way they played. Pep Guardiola, I think Pep Guardiola, in my opinion, is the best league manager I've ever watched, even better than Alex Ferguson in my eyes.
Agreed.
I love Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's, as much as I say that Pep Guardiola ruined football and all the stuff, Pep Guardiola is ridiculous. He's a fantastic manager. He's amazing.
How's he ruined football? How's he ruined football?
There is a different story. Like we can go like this about, like in terms of entertainment, not ruined.
No, you just want the drama. You just want the 100%. Fight.
No,
you just want the drama.
The whole point.
You need to go watch EastEnders. You don't need to be watching Liverpool against Liverpool at Forest of the weekend.
No, but Jamie, I don't get why Liverpool fans are so against Arsenal winning. Like back in the day,
I'm not against Arsenal. I just said I don't care if Arsenal win the league. Like if Arsenal win the league, I'll say congratulations, you're the best team in the league. If Man City win the league, I'll say you're the best team in the league. Like to force a rivalry against Man City when all we did was go toe to toe to them for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. That's just that they were two good teams at the time. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't hate Chelsea, even though we were competing with them in the Champions League. The only team I hate is Manchester United, but that's because like we're close to one another. And there's like there's a lot of similarities between us, which is one of the reasons. I don't see that many similarities between us and other clubs.
You can really play a game competitively against someone unless you absolutely hate their guts. If you're going to end the game and be like, lovey-dovey and friends, you haven't put 100% effort into
there's
that.
actually Man United fans who want City to win the league. That's what makes me.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
No, but I understand this. That's very, very understandable.
They're probably all in London.
It's very understandable. 90% of the Man United fan base aren't from Manchester. 90% of them are not. And most of the people, international fans, most international fans,
I'm from London.
when they watch their team win, they were rivals with Leeds, they were rivals with Arsenal and Arsene Wenger, they were rivals with Chelsea's Mourinho.
Yeah.
So definitely, so that dislike is towards the teams that you grew up hating, that you grew up. Man City, bro, I have Man United fans, my friends in Egypt. They were from the early 2000s and 2000s. Man City are so irrelevant in their life because when they grew up, who's Man City? They weren't even part. Sorry, they're not part of your life. Like nobody talks about. We don't sit on coffee shops and we talk about Manchester City. I have friends that are Chelsea fans. I have friends that are Arsenal fans. They used to hate each other. Talk about Vieira, Keane. Or Makaleli or Scholes and all this stuff that happened. 2008 final and all this stuff. That's what brings rivalry to the things.
Yeah.
Unless you're from Manchester, I don't think that you should hate City.
But you can be competitive.
With Manchester City, it was a lot more like with Arsenal. We had a rivalry. We had a big rivalry, which kind of elevated the Premier League at the time. And when I'm looking back, there was a respect there. There was always a respect there between Man United and Arsenal because we elevated each other, but like Liverpool, Man City. And it was a proper rivalry. Weren't no cuddly stuff, nice, fluffy clouds and all that. It wasn't none of that. But, what I would say is that Man United and Arsenal always had this element of respect because we built the Premier League, so to speak. I know people don't want to hear that, but we did. And it was a proper rivalry. But with Manchester City, it's you have to know your history. You have to be a Man United fan for longer than 2000. You have to understand the ins and outs of Man City and Man United, the history and stuff like that. Not many people do know the history.
But you're not asking a fan from Egypt or Morocco or Nigeria to hate Man City when they grew up in the 2000s. Like what is like? It's example of if you ask a Chelsea fan that is an international fan to hate QPR, right, Mark? Like, why would they hate QPR? Like, for them, QPR represents nothing to them. Yeah. Like, they represent nothing. Arsenal, more representation of the rivalry, the hatred. Like, I don't want this team to win because of the rivalry. If even some Chelsea fans hate Man United more than they hate Fulham or QPR. They just don't like Man United.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, like, and that is rightfully so.
Yeah.
I know that people bang on about, oh my God, you gotta learn the city. I'm sorry for all the Premier League fans that are local from London or from Manchester. The Premier League would not have been the Premier League if it wasn't going global and you haven't had the reach in East Asia and Africa. Like that, the money wouldn't be there. The players, the best managers in the world wouldn't be there. So I am not going to ask a Man United fan that never had any rivalry with Man City apart from the 2012 title race, right? To hate Man City because they grew up not hating that team. They hated other teams. They disliked other teams. Alex Ferguson and Wenger and Mourinho, for example. That is something that Benitez, you know what I mean? And Mourinho, that is something that you grew up with. You see press conference, you're like, I don't like this guy. He's talking shit about my club. I don't like that guy. That's how you feel about, I don't like this team. I don't like that player.
But Mo, do you think it's personal experience, bro? Do you think it's personal experience, though? People who,
100%.
Certain fans, you meet a fan you don't like and you feel she's arrogant or he's arrogant and, I don't like that fan for Man City and stuff. I think it is personal preference. I mean, I was raised with Arsenal fans, so I know exactly what they're like.
Look at this.
But they don't bother me. They don't bother me at all.
Sean here is saying, Sean here is from London. He's like, I'm from London. That's an Arsenal fan. And I can tell you categorically, most United fans I know do not want us to win the league over City. And he doesn't find that strange at all. That's just It's personal experience, as you said.
Category, most United fans do not want us to win the league. That's his personal preference.
Exactly.
You know, I've been to Manchester
it's not Man
more times
United.
than I've ever been in his life, so I know the rivalry and stuff like that.
We've got Wigan Athletic fans and Brentford fans and Wolves fans chanting second again, ole ole to Arsenal, even though they're getting relegated. Like, people have lost all sense of like shame in their like.
I didn't understand why Wolves would want Arsenal to not win the league. Okay, I understand. You're not cheering for your team.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want there to not be like a Bayern Munich or a PSG or whatever, like just winning the league every season. To me, that makes the whole competition boring. I would have thought people would care about that, but.
Well, do you think that this level of winning that City are doing? Do you think it's going to continue after Pep Guardiola? Or is it just Pep is a special manager? This is a limited time thing while he's here? Or do you think this can carry on? Do you think there'll be 4 Peats and 6 out of 7s after Pep goes?
Of course, because they won the league before Pep even got there.
Yeah, right? We won things, but we didn't win them like.
You still won them. You still got super ambition. I think that you're a very ambitious club. You want to win everything. I don't think that's going to make a difference.
True. Yeah, the owners will not accept. Exactly. Like last season happened, and they made sure it's not going to happen again. But
yeah, I think that the chances of you guys falling off increases with Pep not being there. I think that there's not as many managers out there that can do that job. And besides a couple I can think of, it could be really bad for you guys for a while, but I doubt
it. Big up, my man Timo. City-Poor rivalry is a masterclass of intimacy. Big up, my man.
Well, I hate Liverpool, and I hope they finish outside of the Champions League spots. So I hope that don't let me in with that. I'm not in the orgy.
Come on, man. Listen, it's great. But why do you think like everyone doesn't want Arsenal to win the league? By the way, again, someone said it. Actually, someone said something completely different yesterday. I was listening to a podcast as well. I listen to a lot of podcasts while I drive into football. And they were saying it's the way they play. They don't enjoy them. So they don't want them to win the league.
They didn't want us to win the league when we were playing well.
Yeah, nobody likes to watch them. They're just, ugh. You're gonna need a spoon.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that hatred from my rival.
I think people are just a little bit emotional about Arsenal fans. They get a little bit sensitive with Arsenal fans. I don't know why. Just a little bit snowflakes, I think.
But see, the thing is, Arsenal didn't always play this way. Like they did play open, expansive football. Like in 22-23, they were beautiful to watch.
But
and then even the second half of 23-24, they were going for it. And now they've just Arteta is just scared and he doesn't want to play open football anymore. And like you have the talent to be scoring more goals in ways that aren't set pieces and throw-ins.
Like we've got the second most open play goals. We've 2 goals behind Man City. We've got the best defense in the league. People just want to find ways to like diminish what we're doing. And it went from like Arsenal going to walk away this league to Arsenal going to bottle with the league. There's no in between. It's like you have to control the narrative around Arsenal. And I feel like Arsenal fans get so much hate for the shit that people say about us. Like there's a million shows out there about Arsenal that aren't from Arsenal fans, and they want to talk about Arsenal and whatever, how we're going to lose it. I don't want to be the center of attention all the time. It's like it's draining. I don't get the hate because there's no Arsenal fans out there that are big and mainstream enough to hate on that's that obnoxious. Like there's people saying a gal or something, but like
a gal is possible.
Yeah, like I
like Igor a lot.
He's a very nice guy.
Maybe they hate Robbie. Maybe they hate AFTV, but AFTV's provided plenty of entertainment for these guys.
I love it. Igor is fantastic.
Yeah,
Igor is fantastic. Like I like Igor. I like to debate Igor. Actually, sometimes he says deluded stuff, and I debate him, and we have a laugh, and that's about it. I think people take it too seriously. To be honest,
yeah.
Have you met Man United? Have you met Man United fans?
Whatever happened to win the dog?
Because have you met Man United fans when they're good? Allah Aladim, we're not ready. I said it many times. We're not ready. We're not ready for a good Man United. I'm not saying top of the league, Man United.
We haven't seen that in 15 years, so we kind of forgot
come
about
on.
it.
Man United fans.
Before the internet really blew up.
Good Man United fans.
An era on Twitter
unbearable.
been like,
unbearable.
Don't worry. Just the beast will awaken. Don't worry.
I literally remember Man United finished third, guys. Third in 22-23. And oh my word, that summer, the 23 summer, my God. The chest on Man United fans was like Fergie's back at his prime. The class of 92 is here. They're gonna dominate the league. It was crazy.
Man. It would be great if we did.
Anyway, I only want City to win over Liverpool. Come on, you Gunners. Big up my man. You're a Man United fan. Yeah, big up my man. Listen, I want to thank everyone that joined us. Good luck to all the teams tomorrow or Sunday or Monday. Man United win against Everton. That would be sweet, actually. That would be sweet. I will see you guys later today in about an hour on MHF with myself and Osama. I don't know who's joining us, but we'll see how it goes there. Mark, Frenemies Podcast. Good luck against Burnley. It's the last game you're going to win, probably for about a month and a half or something like this.
Shut up,
Burnley,
you're not fucking ending the show like that.
Burnley.
Fuck that, Mo. Take that shit back. No.
Good response.
No, you might win. You might win.
I think Burnley is the tougher game for them.
I agree with that, actually.
They always have problems with the relegation team.
Chelsea are gonna smash Burnley by 3+ goal margin.
Didn't they draw to them the last time they played them?
2-2.
You guys gonna see Chelsea are gonna smash Burnley by 3+ goal margins.
No way.
Can we get predictions for the North London Derby? We haven't even spoken about the game.
2-1 Spurs.
Oh,
2-1 Spurs as well.
I'm gonna say a draw.
I don't know about this Igor Tudor guy. He's a complete unknown to me. So I'm gonna 2-0 Arsenal as a brace because he loves scoring against Tottenham.
I think Spurs have to try in this game because Spurs they're quickly gonna fall into a relegation battle. Like a point for them would be a good point.
We need to relegate their ass.
You know, best thing that ever happens is Spurs getting relegated.
Yes.
You know why, guys? You know why it's very simple.
I would love for them to be
because
in the championship.
that word top 6 has to end. It has to be done. It has to end. It's a top 5. There is no 6 teams in the league. There is no top 6. It's top 5. It's never been top 6, and it will never be a top 6
It'll be a bit sad to lose a Man City bogey team.
Spurs are really popular in America. I have no idea. I know a lot of people who like Spurs, and I'm just like
Clint Dempsey.
Why?
Clint Dempsey.
No, but Clint Dempsey mostly played for Fulham. Most Americans play for Fulham, like over the years, like Bocanegra did. Andy Robinson's on them right now. Tim Ream. Like historically, Americans have played for Fulham because like that's just their level. Like Dempsey played. I think he played 1 year for Spurs, but he was at Fulham for like a long time. And I don't know a single Fulham fan, despite them constantly.
Igal is very likable, but Arsenal fan base have been hateable for decades. This isn't new, brother. Probably some Arsenal fans have been. I had a couple of friends that they were Arsenal, but they were so annoying, to be honest with you. However, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that Arsenal fans are 10th of the annoyance of Man United fans.
Oh, disagree.
I think that football fans should
Man United
be
fans are the most annoying fans in the world.
No, that's wrong. That's not. I don't agree.
That's for my personal experience.
Yeah, it's your opinion.
Fair. I love it.
So annoying.
I can say every fan base is annoying as hell. Like Chelsea, like they fall in love with every player they have. Man United fans are annoying as hell. Liverpool fans are so like.
Sal is not annoying, but he's about to become annoying. Just watch. Just watch. Just watch. You got a glimpse of it.
We got a glimpse of it.
You got a glimpse of it. You got a glimpse.
No, I haven't got
I've got a hand like this. Shaking like
the glimpse of it. But I love, to be honest with you guys, I'm gonna tell you something. I actually love it. I actually think football without these takes or without debating these takes and football YouTube, because I do YouTube now, without someone backing their team, without someone doing this, I think it's boring. Imagine if the content, we can do the objective, we do the objective stuff. As long as you present evidence or reason for your take, I'll here to debate it. Whatever the take is, by the way, whatever the take is, as long as you don't say, oh, this is the take and that's about it. Like someone comes in and say, like someone that comes and say, oh, by the way, Chelsea will win the league this season. Okay, what's your reason? No, I just have a feeling that Chelsea will win the league this season. Okay, I don't like this. Anyway.
Okay, Mo, before you wrap it up, you tell us. Okay, this weekend, Super Sunday. What do you think is going to happen?
I actually think this game, Tudor is not a good coach, so I think Arsenal will bounce back. Spurs have a lot of absentees, so logically speaking, Arsenal should win the game. They got Havertz back, they got Ødegaard back, so they got players that are coming back. Ben White should be fit to play the game. Wolves. They should. But I am yet to believe that this is gonna be a trend. And also, North London Derby, Arsenal rise there, do stuff like this. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't rule. I'm not like 100%. I'm not ruling out a draw or even Spurs win. I'm not ruling it out. I've seen Spurs completely dismantle City in the second half because City gave them a chance, and there is evidence that Arsenal can give you chances in the second half, like they did against Wolves, against Brentford as well. So there is no, like, I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, teams can make adjustments.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. The Arsenal in the second, even if Arsenal are ahead, we have seen evidence that Arsenal can actually collapse in the second half lately, right? Like, I'm not gonna say 100% on 0% Spurs get a result. No, that's not true. But logically speaking, you would think that Arsenal would win this game, especially with the Spurs absentees out there.
$1 million bet, Mo. Where are you putting it? No, I'm betting around, but
Arsenal win.
All right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a 50% Arsenal win, probably 30% or 30% Spurs draw, 20% Spurs win. That sounds like.
Yeah, I would expect Arsenal to win, but I think
exactly this is exactly what Kilk said. It can be a draw, but if you're asking for the odds, I would think the Arsenal win would be like 2-1. You know what I mean? A draw is like 3-1 and 5-1 Spurs win. You know what I mean?
Here's a crazy stat, Mo. The 19 goals that we've conceded this season have come from 2.9 XG. The goals themselves, like those shots.
You know, I said that yesterday because you make a lot of mistakes. You don't see Arsenal getting torn apart by teams and getting cut through to have like a 0.7 XG or a 0.5 XG or something like this. You'll see one of the players making a mistake, a corner, a long throw. Chelsea scored against them in a corner, right? Mark, you remember that corner was Shalaba or something?
Oh, yeah.
Like the Brentford was a throw-in. City, Liverpool, a 35-yard free kick. Like that doesn't happen every day. You know what I mean? Like you would see mistakes happen. Sunderland? A long ball from the goalkeeper in this 18. It goes down. They score the second.
Richarlison from halfway,
you know, like Richarlison from halfway. You see, like United. Arsenal don't get cut through like that for teams to like dominate. This is why I say that Arsenal's downfall will be down to their own mistakes, not because they crumbled and they got controlled and teams controlled them.
Yeah, but Mark, like, if you have a look at the last game, sorry to interrupt, right?
Go ahead.
If you have a look at the last game against Wolves, the last 10, 15 minutes, they were so deep. They were scared. They're supposed to treat every game like a final. Was that an example of treating a game like a final?
No, but so
they're pitting themselves against
Wolves. If you're 2-1 up away from home in the rain, aren't you going to just hang out?
Against Wolves.
Well, it was sleeting.
It's rain in England. What a shocker!
Exactly.
We've never seen that before.
I'm just copying what Hamza says. Hamza says rain. I can say
cold.
Rain.
Hamza says rain. Cold.
Queen died or something like that.
But I agree with Mark. There were plenty of opportunities in these last 15 minutes for Arsenal to calm down the play. And also there were other opportunities for Arsenal to kill off the game completely. Martinelli, the donkey, could have squared it if he has brains instead of just being a headless chicken, and it would be 3-1. Gabriel Jesus, no fight. 30 seconds before Wolves scored.
Fighting at the end of the game.
Fought at the end of the game.
30 seconds. And I'm going to say this, by the way. I am not asking, I'm not asking Gabriel just to score. Just fight for the ball. One of the things that I said about this game or Arsenal normally don't lose the ball in open play. They lose it to a free kick, a throw-in, a corner kick, a shot on and off target. So the play always restart from a dead ball. In this game in particular, Arsenal lost the ball many times in open play with like a mid pass. They get dispossessed. Someone trying to dribble and they get shouldered and Wolves get the ball again. That doesn't happen to Arsenal normally. It doesn't happen in Arsenal games. Gabriel Jesus, that throw that Wolves played, and Hincapie played that header, and Gabriel Jesus was 1-on-1 from the left. Maybe you don't score, but fight. You cannot be just shouldered off the ball with ease like this.
Gabriel Jesus. That's why he's no longer on Manchester City.
I think it wasn't just Jesus. It was like Timber was missing every
Timber
pass.
Timber got
Trossard was
dispossessed
just
with
kicking
ease.
it long for Martinelli to chase. Martinelli was dead. Like, I don't know. Arteta brought players on to like keep possession, and then they didn't listen. They just kept kicking the ball long.
Guys, can I tell you like
the pressure is getting to the players?
I'm going to tell you an agenda that is running. I'm going to tell you an agenda that is running, right? And just to tell, from the amount of tweets and news that was out there, that Trossard faked the concussion, right? To have a concussion sub. I believed it, correct? I believed it. I believed that Trossard faked it to get a concussion sub. I'm going to tell you how. When I do videos about the agenda or Arsenal and the hate and on the way that the rage bait Arsenal fan, right? The amount of tweets that got hundreds of thousands and millions of views and people, I actually believed it until someone in my chat when I did the solo show told me, and I went and checked, and apparently Arsenal only made 2 subs before Trossard, 2 subs before Trossard. Right? And only used 1 window.
I thought it was incredibly smart.
Can you imagine the agenda? When we talk about the agenda, that people that spread fake lies and it gets believed out there by main accounts, Arsenal only made 1 window, 2 subs, Eze for Madueke and Gabriel Jesus for Eucharist. And then they made the sub of Trossard. So 2 windows, 3 subs, right? You're allowed 1 more window and 2 more subs. Hence, they made that sub. But people made it that he faked it to make concussion sub, which is, I believed it in the beginning.
He got hit in the chin, right? He went down, and then they were like trying to get him up. They were trying to say, look, we just want to play on. And then they said, no, you've got to get the guy on to the medic on because you've gone down for a head injury. So you could see he was wording to the medic straight to his face. He's like, I'm fine. And he's like, well, you've got to go off. And then Arteta's like, all right, we're not going to spend a minute without a player on with 10 men. I'm just going to sub him off anyway because we've only got a few minutes left, and I'll get a player straight on, and we won't have to deal with that delay. I think that's what happened in that instance.
Like, people believed. Wallahi, I want to end the show. I believed from the amount of news and tweets in front of me that he faked it, that it was a concussion sub.
And apparently, concussion sub, then he won't play on the weekend because there's a protocol to follow.
It wasn't even a concussion sub. Arsenal had 2 extra subs to make and 1 window left.
Normal sub.
It's a normal sub.
Well, if it's normal sub, then it's no issue. But I didn't.
Yeah, but people keep saying he faked it.
I don't know what particular sub it was.
So Arteta can bring on a defender. So Arteta had 2 subs left. He could have made the subs, right? Anyway, I'm just telling you how the rage bait is crazy. Anyway, I want to thank everyone that joined us. The Frenemies podcast, of course. Mark and Neil podcast is in the description. True City Fan, that is Kilk's channel with, of course, Mateus and, of course, Patrick. Straight for Post, the celebrity out here, of course, Man United content creator, of course. Go and support Sal, of course. Shows every day, transfer windows and news about the team. Jamie's story is in the description as well. I will see you guys on MHF. And we're out of here, people.